Hey guys, it's Carlos Samaniego. It's Wednesday. I believe it's Wednesday, August 4th, 2021. And I'm getting ready to share a story with you guys about how you can get taxed on money you haven't actually made. So if you want to hear a story about how you can get taxed on money that you never made, this is the video for you. And let me back up here. My name is Carlos Samaniego. For those of you guys who don't know me, founder of TaxDebtConsultants.com, located here in Redlands, California. And I want to share a story about a client I had who was taxed on money he never earned. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, how in the hell do you get taxed on money that you never earned? Well, I'm going to show you that. So this is a story. I literally got a phone call, and this was a realtor. I know I have a lot of realtor clients out there. This was a realtor who actually woke up one morning and found out that over $40,000 of income was missing from his bank account. In fact, all the income in his bank account was actually missing. And as he made a few calls, he actually thought it was the IRS that took the money. And many of you guys have heard that I talk about the IRS is actually one of the most brutal tax collection agencies in the country. It's nothing compared to the state of California. In fact, I just had one of my colleagues on the East Coast told me he has a client that the state of California is going after for one of his clients for over $2 million. But as you can see on the screen there, the state of California's franchise tax board is probably the most brutalist, if that's a word, agency in the collection agency. They have some pretty extreme powers when it comes down to collecting taxes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how the state of California can collect on taxes that you never made. So first thing I want to do is just kind of show you the notice that I had actually gotten. The client sent me this notice here. And as you can see on this notice here, this is from the state of California. Right here on the top left corner says the Franchise Tax Board. It's a collection status notice. This specific notice specifically states that they are collecting, and you'll notice underneath the notice for the tax years, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 2011 to 2005. Basically, they're going all the way back to 2005 to collect on taxes. And the balance due for this notice was $86,879, and it needed to be paid by September 16th. And as you read down this on this notice, it says they got 15 days to respond to this notice and pay off the balance, or they're going to attach your wages, which is a wage garnishment, or personal property. They're going to file a lien on any real property you own, and or bank levies. This is other personal properties are bank levies, or issue a warrant to a marshal, sheriff, or highway patrol to collect on the tax. Now, wow, you can see they're pretty powerful when it comes down to actually collecting, and the balance is actually quite high there. But you're asking, and I know a lot of you guys are probably saying, but wait, Carlos, if this guy owes the money, he should have paid the money. But I'm going to show you how this tax was assessed on money he never earned. Pretty powerful, the power the state of California actually has. So as I'm talking to this realtor, I'm like, hey, obviously, we have they're stating that you owe taxes for those years. And he did admit, Carlos, I never filed taxes because on most of those years, I wasn't actually working. I didn't earn an income to actually file those tax years. So I called the state of California and I said, well, how did you come up with the balance of that $89,000 or $86,000 and change to collect on our clients? They said it was because he had an occupational license. And let me show you what I mean. So basically what it means is that in the state of California, if you have an occupational license, such as a real estate agent, a barber, cosmetologist, a medical license to practice in the state of California, a healthcare license, any type of a license that you have to get from the state of California, if you get an occupational license and you have one, the state of California basically assumes that you earned income that year. based on you having that license. Well, we both know there are occasions where we may have a license, but we don't use a license to earn income. As an example, I actually have a real estate license. I have one. I got it. It's hard to get. They're not the simplest things to get. So I don't want it. I don't know if I'll ever use it in the future. So I don't want it to expire. So I go through the process of keeping it active. So I have an occupational license as a real estate agent. Well, I don't make income as a real estate agent, but I do have a license. So as you can see, there are many times that you can actually have an occupational license and not earning income. Here's a classic example. Barbers, cosmetologists, people that have nail shops, they all had a license last year. A lot of them did not work. So here's what the state of California does. If you do not file a return, they will file a return on your behalf. It's called a substitute for return. They're actually filing a tax return on your behalf based on your occupational license. So with that, we're going to take a look at the notice I got for this individual. And you're going to see here on this notice here, it shows in 2017, he had an occupational license, a real estate license. He did make a little bit of income. It's all blacked out. So he did make $1,855 that year. You'll see 16, occupational license. So you see where it says reported income? They basically assessed an estimated income based on that occupational license. So if the estimated income for that occupational license happens to be $80,000 a year, guess what? State of California just assessed a tax on $80,000 for that tax year and are now taxing you on that estimated income that you probably or should have earned if you were working with your license. So he had, again, that Department of Real Estate in 16. Oh, here's another thing. You see the city business tax? If you got a business license for any city, I happen to live in the city of Redlands, and if I happen to have a business license for the city of Redlands, and I happened to get a business license to selling furniture, and you didn't file a tax return, they're going to come up with a tax based on that business license that you got. You see here, this is all the income that was reported. Again, 14, he had an occupational license and a business tax. So they assessed income on that. He had, again, 13, Department of Real Estate. So he had a real estate license all these years. And you see where it says estimated? Basically, the state of California assessed income to him based on that occupational license. And there was a little bit of income in the older years. So what does that mean? If you haven't filed a return and you had an occupational license, there's a very good chance the state of California is going to assess a tax, do a return on your behalf. It's called a substitute for return based on income you didn't earn. And really the only way to fix that is, one, here's what they want. Either file a tax return and or explain to them how you are actually living, paying your expenses because you didn't file a tax return if you didn't earn any income. It can get really complicated really fast. So I kind of just wanted to share with you that if you happen to get one of these notices from the state of California, and I'll show you this again, collection status notice for tax debt due, and you're telling yourself, well, I didn't earn any income that year. How can I owe taxes? That's probably why. They probably assessed the tax on income you didn't earn. And the only way to solve that problem is by contacting, one, you can contact them yourself. I don't recommend it. They can be pretty aggressive in terms of trying to collect on their money. Contact a tax professional that is licensed to represent you before the IRS and or the state of California. Enrolled agent, CPA, or attorney. Always feels free. You can actually reach out to my office. Oh, real quick, I didn't want to forget this. If the state of California takes money from you, if they actually, when I say take money, what they're actually doing is they're putting a hold on your money at your local bank. You don't have access to it. They give you 10 business days to do something about it, to prove to them that you don't owe the money, to try to get your money back. You got 10 business days. time clock's ticking from the day they actually do that. So you have to do something within 10 days to be able to try to get that money back. I just had a great success story earlier yesterday. Individual here in Redlands was referred to me by a friend of mine. The state of California said that she owed a whole bunch of money. They took her money. I got basically 95% of her money back. And there's specific parameters on how much money you can get back. In essence, I got all her money back within 24 hours. So if that happens to you, you got 10 days to do something about it. Again, if you got a tax problem, you can always go grab my free book, taxdebtbook.com, taxdebtbook.com. Grab that free book. Always feel free to grab that book, and it also gives you the opportunity to book a free consultation with me to see if we can help you with your tax problems. With that, I'm going to let you guys go. Got to get back to more tax problems sitting here at the desk. Got to try to solve. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye for now.